What is going on Facebook? What's up, guys? Shane Carling here. Going to come at you with a couple camera angles here. Maybe this one, maybe this one. Anyways, I want to share just something with you today on how to keep your sales calls on point by setting boundaries so that you maintain control and don't let things kind of run amok. So I'm going to wait a minute here for some people to pop on. While I'm waiting, if you guys want to just write a message on where you're from, are you locked down? Is coronavirus getting you? Are you breaking down? What's going to happen? Who wants to give some prophecies on what's going to happen in the coronavirus situation while we're waiting another minute here for some people to pop on? Go ahead, just let me know. And then we're going to get started right away here. So, and again, I hope you're all doing great. I hope you're all about to have an amazing Saturday. It's 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time right now. And all right, so yeah, we'll get right into it now. Let me get this set up. So I'm going to talk about how to keep your sales calls on point by learning how to set your boundaries right out the gate. And the reason I want to share this is because this morning I actually had a call with a gentleman. He's a really, really nice guy. But, I literally had this appointment set at 9 in the morning. I got out of bed. I basically had a coffee, and there was some things that I didn't do to make sure that, the conversation was really going to be on point with a specific, outcome intended. And so here's what ended up happening was I didn't check in to find out what the intended outcome was. Okay. So if you're following the system that we use this ATM strategy, which is add people to a Facebook group where they see some content about what we do. We tag them in some posts, and then we message and book a call to follow up. And that process works very, very seamlessly. In fact, that's why we've had people ranking up and being able to create just incredible game-changing results for themselves in such a short period of time, because it's a very duplicatable, very simple to follow system. But where the breakdown starts to happen is in the sales call, because it's the meeting that you book after people have seen the information, where you're supposed to be at that point closing the sale. Okay? Because if you're getting lots of engagement on your posts, if you're getting lots of leads and lots of traction, but you ain't making sales, you're not making any dollars. And so you got to work on the sales process. You got to work on how to close sales. And again, it's very simple for someone to take control of the conversation and just run amok in a way where we're talking about all sorts of things. We're off track. We're not talking about the product. We're not talking about anything. We're just talking about everything. And the first thing is this: in your mind mentally, in my mind mentally, I value my time at $1,000 an hour. Now, you're like, whoa, that's crazy, $1,000 an hour. Yes. Now, whether you make $1,000 an hour or not, you should value your time at $1,000 an hour. Let me explain. What does that mean? Okay. Maybe you make $20 an hour. Maybe you make $30 an hour. Maybe you make $50 an hour. If you were making $1,000 an hour, would you be doing half the things that you do right now, right, in your business? Like, if you valued your time at $1,000 an hour, how much more effective would you be with your time? Okay, how much effective would you let a lead take control of a conversation, and next thing you know, you're 2-3 hours in? No, because you're not making $1,000. Your time is only going to be worth $1,000 an hour if you're closing sales, right? And so you need to cut out a lot of the variables. And by the way, you also have to respect your client's time, even if they're broke and whatever. If you respect people's time at $1,000 an hour, it's going to change the way you operate. You're going to be more effective. You're going to be more efficient. You're not going to ramble on blah, blah, blah about some million things that are totally off topic. You're going to keep things on a straight line because you need to get results at $1,000 an hour. Okay, you need to get results. So the first thing is respect your time and their time at $1,000 an hour. Okay. Second thing is you need to make sure that the pre-work has been done. So your conversation with someone should never be where you're telling them about everything A to Z. If you're doing that, that is extremely inefficient, extraordinarily ineffective, and you waste so much time. Because there's a video that's out there. There's a video in the group. There's a video on a website. There's a video that that person can see to watch the product and the compensation plan. And sometimes you guys, you're sitting there going from A to Z. It's like you get a lead and you're like, hey, you hop on a phone call. You're trying to explain product, opportunity, community, and everything in one call. That is bananas because that takes so much time. The person isn't going to retain that information. You're overwhelming them with TMI, too much information. And so what you want to do is make sure that you have asked them, hey, if I add you to this group and I tag you in some post, would you watch these videos? They say yes. Great. Let's book a time where we can talk after you've seen that. Tonight or tomorrow works best for me. What is the best time for you? Give them a couple different scenarios for time. Okay? Book that call. Don't just add people to a group. Do not just send people a link. Sending links is a no-no. No. You naughty little link senders, you. Don't you be sending links out. That's a great way to just... look, I can pretty much guarantee you, if you're sending links to people, if you haven't built rapport, if you're just sending a link, they're just not going to join your business. So every single person you've ever sent a link to, and I've dealt with thousands and thousands of people, if you're sending links to people thinking that they're going to watch it on their own time, you've lost a sale. You've just wasted your time and their time, and they're not going to do it because they're going to watch this thing and get back to you on their own time. So you need to bam, book a meeting from a meeting. Very important. Write this stuff down, guys. This is huge. So add people to your group. Get them to watch the information. You should always say, if I tag you in some posts or if I get you this link, would you watch the video? Great. Now before you even send it, you're already booking a call. You're like, okay, cool. So it's going to take X amount of time to get through these videos. Let's talk either tonight or tomorrow when works best for you. Now, if they say next week, they ain't serious. If they say next week, you say, cool, well, how about this? Let's hold off until you're ready. Because I don't want to talk to you a week after you saw a video. So if they're not willing to book a meeting with you that night or the following day, the latest, do not add them to the group. Do not send them a link. Do not. You postpone that meeting because they're not ready. They're not serious yet. Someone who's serious, they don't got 30 minutes to talk with you if they're trying to change their life, then you've either failed to establish proper rapport or you failed to ask enough questions to discover what their pain are. So you might want to dive more into building rapport, but don't add people to a group to watch a video if you can't talk with them for a week because you've lost the sale. It has to be right away. Strike while the iron's hot. It's very easy for someone to watch a video and they say, well, yeah, that's okay. I'll talk with you next week is when I'm busy or when I'm not busy. Well, they've seen a video. They'll vaguely remember. Every day they lose another 20% of the 20% they already can't remember. And so by the time they talk to you, you have to explain everything all over again. You don't want that to happen. So value your time at $1,000 an hour. If you're not talking to someone who's seen the information either that same day or the following day at the latest, you've pretty much thrown that sale away. You've thrown it in the garbage because they're not going to remember stuff. People are busy. Okay? They're watching news on coronavirus right now. They're freaking out. They're trying to buy toilet paper at Walmart. They're not going to remember your video that you had them watch a week ago. They're not going to remember. So you make sure that you book that meeting right away. If I add you to this group and take you in some posts, can I get you to watch those today or tomorrow? If they say no, say, cool. Well, hey, look, I get that you're busy. I'm busy too. Just so we respect both of our times, when are you going to have some time? Like I cut all the crap out. I don't just add someone to a group because I don't want to lose that sale. So I'll make sure I add them when they can watch it and I book that meeting. I said this like 10 times just so you guys, I want to just drill it into your heads that you need to be booking meetings with people before you have them actually watch the information. So make sure you can get that meeting before you tag them in post, add them to a group, have them to watch the information. You need to have that meeting booked, okay? Now, when you do have that call, number one, send them a text reminder either an hour or a couple hours before. Send them a text or a Facebook reminder. an hour or 30 minutes or what, just before the meeting, remind them, hey, just checking in, confirming we're still on for an hour from now, etc. This is treating your business like a business. Remember, $1,000 an hour. Drill it into your head. Your time is worth $1,000 an hour. Their time is worth $1,000 an hour. Even if they're broke, you respect their time at $1,000 an hour, so you want to do them the greatest service. You respect your time at $1,000 an hour, so you ain't wasting your time. Because if you just end up on a call, they're not prepared, they don't have any expectations, you haven't built enough rapport, they haven't kind of finished even watching the video, you wasted your time again. And then you're not making $1,000 an hour. Okay, so you send them a reminder. If they haven't watched the videos, and your reminder should be, hey, have you seen the information yet? If they say no, then say, well, you need to make sure that you watch that before we talk. So we'll reschedule. Okay, it's okay to reschedule, guys. And if they're flaky and they like, don't work with flakes. You don't want flakes in your business. There's a reason. If they're flaky, that's why they're broke. Do you want someone who's flaky in your business to join you? No. Because what are they going to do? Are they going to show up to any trainings? No. Are they going to do anything? No, because they're flaky. It's better to prospect 10 or 20 or 30 people and shake the carpet and only find 1 or 2 good ones than waste your time with like 8, 9, or 10 time wasters, tire kickers, and looky-loos, right? So have they watched the video? Have they watched the presentation? Yes or no? If they have not, reschedule. If they have, great. Now move forward. Set the criteria at the beginning of the phone call. I failed to do this morning, and so I didn't set expectations for either of us. And so I did a disservice to both him and myself. Okay? And so what you want to do, and this is my morning mistake that I've made today, and it's so funny because I did something which I teach people not to do. But then I realized, like, you know, the pain of doing things the wrong way. So to do things the right ways, so you establish some things. You're going to ask some qualifying questions right out the gate. So, you know, for example, number one, you have enough time to commit to this phone call for a little bit. Okay, great. So get the time out. Okay, if we, what are your expectations right now? Awesome. So if I show you everything you need to see, are you prepared to make a decision today? Are you the decision maker? Is there anybody else that we need to talk to? Right. So time, decision makers, money. Are they prepared? Like, right away, if I talk to someone, are you in a place right now where because they should have seen the compensation plan, so they should already get how much money it is. If they say, if you ask, hey, are you in a place where you're ready to get started? They say, well, you know, I'm really broke right now. I got to wait like 5 months to save up $100. Like, nope. Own your time, respect your time. Don't waste your time with someone who ain't got no money, no hope, you know? Like, because you ain't trying to attract that into your business, right? Like if somebody's struggling for $100, that might not be the person. They're going to need to just work more work hours. You're not trying to get someone who doesn't have $100 of expendable money. There's 7 billion people on the planet. There's hundreds of millions of people that have wealth, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of millions, right? Who got at least $100 or $200 or $300 that they could spend a month on a business at least. So if someone ain't ready, they don't even have $100, and I've seen this happen before. Just like, hey, look, I really want to respect your time and my time. This might not be the opportunity for you. So I just want to save you the time right now, and there's some things we could maybe do, and reach out when you're in a place where you might be in a better financial situation, right? Like seriously, like if you're trying to turn someone who ain't got even $100 into a millionaire, like what are you doing? What are you doing? It's not going to work. They need to go get an extra job and save up and reshift their priorities. Maybe you can send them some books, some stuff to get them along the way. Get them to read Think and Grow Rich. Get them to read some self-development books. But do you really want to work with that person? Look, if they got heart and desire, they'll make it happen, right? But like, if they're literally telling you that they don't have $100, it's just like, sorry, this probably is not a good fit. It feels really good to let people know that. It's really, really good to say, I don't think this is actually a good fit. Sorry, you can't make miracles, man. You can help people make money, but you're not gonna take someone from homeless, no money. Just stop that, you miracle workers. I love you. I respect that. I love your heart, but that's not going to help you build a business, because you're going to spend 20 years and 20 hours trying to help someone just make $100. You're all in the wrong path. Get in the path where people got money. Okay, like focus on those people. There's so much, okay, who at least have a little bit of expendable money. So focus on the right people. Qualifying questions are very important. Now, it's important to build rapport, but keep it tight. Keep it tight, right? You can talk about form, family, occupation, recreation, money. You can, build a little bit. You want to get into the stuff with them. It's important to know your why. Okay, so your why is, why are you doing this? That's how you're listening to them, and you can illustrate your why you're doing this is also very important. But you want to keep that tight. So your why should have 4 ingredients. 4. And I'm going to tell you what these ingredients are. You might want to write them down. And when you get your why tight, it should be like 2.5 minutes, so you're not talking a lot about yourself. It's important to talk enough about yourself and your why so that they relate to you. But if your why is like 10 minutes, then the whole thing has become about you. And it's not about you, it's about them. But if they don't know enough about you to feel that they can resonate with you, then they're not going to feel connected with you. So you got to do this balance of listening, gathering information, and then, you can tell them your why. Hey, the reason I got in this, you might think I'm really successful, but it wasn't always like this. And then you talk about your why. The first part of your why is what is where you're at in your life right now. Where are you at in your life right now? Okay. Second part of your why is what your pain or problem is or was. Okay. And you want to make that around time and financial freedom. Okay. The third part is why this is the solution. You also want to throw your weight behind this by saying it's a big deal and you're all in. Okay. So this is a really big deal. I'm fully in this, or I'm planting my flag. I'm building here forever. Okay. So the first part of your why is where you're at in your life right now. Second part is what your pain or problem is. Third part is why this is a solution. And the fourth part is casting vision. So where are you going? Where are we going? Where are we going as a community? And you want to bring them in. And you also want to do a little bit of a no pressure. There's no pressure, for them to do something. All right. So you've listened to them. You've gathered data. You've also said your why. And then you're going to keep things on point by remembering what their deep emotional triggers are. Like, they're on the call for a reason. They're on the call because they have pain in their life that they need to solve. They need to make more money. They need to have more time. They want more freedom. They want more community. They want more friendship. They want more fellowship, right? They want better health. Like, whatever the reasons are, if you're really spending the time listening, God gave you 2 ears. Look at this, two of these things and one of these, because you should be doing way more listening in your call. Then what happens is, now you've really listened. You've given them your why to just let them know that's where you connect at the heart, right? And then you move towards the sales. So, bring up, agitate their buying triggers. If they don't have enough time with their kids, you empathize with that. And then you want to make sure that you've addressed any questions or concerns that they have. But you can also say this, like, if they have ridiculous questions that show you they haven't even watched the videos, then I call people out on their BS. I'm like, look, based on the questions, I'll be straight up with you. Doesn't sound like you've watched any of the videos. I've actually said this to people, and they're like, well, and so you told me that you did watch it, but now by your questions, you're sharing with me that you actually haven't watched it. So, do I even have your attention right now? Are you taking this serious, or am I just wasting my time? Right? Like, sometimes you pull rank a little bit on people because, like, they're in the situation for a reason. That behavior needs to get nipped in the butt now, because that's why they're struggling. Right? Like, it's not about, entrepreneurship isn't about like, oh, everything you're doing in your life is so amazing. No, it's like, there's a lot of things you're shitting the bed on in your life. Like, the way you show up, the way you can't hold your word, the way you break commitments, the way you fail on so many of your things that you say you're going to do, like, that shows up. And you want me to work with you, I'm nipping these things in the butt now, right? Like, because that's why that's why you're failing. That's why it's not working. That's why you're struggling. These things, it's behaviors, right? So if someone shows up in a way where you're gonna rein them in a little bit, like, remember, it's not just a sales call; it's an interview. Right? You're qualifying people. You don't want to just work with anybody just because and make a sale just because. Like, yeah, people want to become customers. That's great. But if you're going to be working with someone, right, you owe it to them to not always just cater to their feelings and make everything so honky-dory. Oh, you're so awesome. No, like, you have to be able to rein them in a little bit because they need guidance. They need some mentoring. It starts now, right? So you're always closing, but you're also coaching. You know what I mean? Like, close that sale, but if you need to, don't be afraid to hold your position. You know what I mean? I learned this from Brandon Brown. Man, he doesn't care. You know, someone's out, like, he just straightens them out right there. I love it. I think it's one of the coolest things I've ever seen when I watch this guy do these things. But he does it in a way that's kind, not condescending, not off-putting, not outrageous, not anything that's offensive. Does it in a very loving, kind way, and so should you. And so, you know, what if the things are going off, you got to rein it back in. Anyways, guys, look, we just want to share this with you so that you can enjoy your sales calls. And the way you're going to enjoy it, the way you're going to actually help and serve your clients the best is by maintaining control of the conversation. If it goes off too much and too many other idle conversations, they start thinking about all these things and they start thinking that they have to do what you're doing. And because you're not structured, because it's all over the map, they can't see it clearly. But when they can see that you're operating in a structure, then they can see themselves doing it more clearly and easier. All right? So this is my little Saturday conversations with y'all. Hey, look at it. I got another camera over here. Isn't this great? Just want to share that with you. Peace, guys.